Good afternoon, everyone. Mayor Lisa Brown here, and I am joined by Kaylin Sisko of the YMCA, Dr. Adam Swinyard of Spokane Public Schools, Kira Bauer of Ray's Early Learning Multiple Facilities, and Colleen Gardner of Lilac City Early Learning. And this is a fantastic day. A lot of hard work has gone into another step forward on a challenge that Spokane families, as families across our country face, and that is affordable, quality places for childcare and early learning to take place. What we are announcing today is a pilot of a project that we hope will continue to grow between Spokane Public Schools and the city of Spokane. I will tell you that from my earliest time in the state legislature, and that was in the 1990s when my son came with me on the House floor, I've consistently heard from parents who are on wait lists and are searching, sometimes from even before their children are born, for that right place for them to have childcare, early learning, so that they can support their families and feel confident that their children are well taken care of. And that's why this announcement is so exciting. Today we're announcing a pilot program that will increase access to affordable, accessible childcare for Spokane's littlest learners. And a key part of this effort is creating more options, and options near where parents live or already utilize in their neighborhoods, and that is their local schools. So we are now going a step further. Just last year, we removed some of the permits for child care facilities in the city of Spokane. We're working and continuing to work on a process for streamlining our part of the permitting process. But through this pilot, the school district is making new space available for programming at select neighborhood schools so that care can be more convenient, so that we can reduce transportation barriers and help parents access the services they need right in their own community. So while the district provides the space, the city will lead the efforts to identify and partner with qualified child care providers to operate services within those spaces. We're beginning this pilot with experienced providers that are behind me right now, from nonprofit, private sector, and this underscores the point that that it's not one size fits all for the parents and kids of Spokane, but that different types of facilities provide the services, and if we work to continually expand and coordinate, we can make this type of care available for all families. So we have some of the providers with us here today, but first let's hear from a key partner to the city of Spokane, from Together Spokane to now always looking for ways for the city and our schools to work together, Dr. Adam Swinyard.
Thank you, Mayor Brown. Incredibly exciting opportunity for our community. This is just another example of the Together Spokane spirit living on in new partnerships and new opportunities to make Spokane the best place and the most desirable place to live and raise a family. We know that childcare and access to affordable childcare is crippling the opportunity for our families to thrive in Spokane. And a big challenge like that requires collaboration. It requires everyone coming to the table, talking about what expertise, what services, what human capital can be offered for us to really get at and create transformational change. The opportunity to provide childcare inside of our neighborhood schools, as Mayor Brown referenced, it brings those opportunities, it brings that access closer into our neighborhoods. It helps scale the number of slots. I know in conversations with our incredible providers, they need more spaces, they need more slots, they need more partnerships to be able to bring that affordable childcare to every family who needs it. By offering it in our neighborhood elementary schools, it's a collaborative, innovative way for us to get at a big challenge. And again, it's another example of how Together Spokane didn't end on a Tuesday evening with the outcome of a ballot measure. It lives on in a spirit of collaboration, and that is continuing to spread throughout our community. With that, this again couldn't be possible without the city. It couldn't be possible without Mayor Brown's leadership. You know, I always like to say, you know, she was talking about affordable childcare way before it was cool. She's been at this for a while, and it couldn't happen without community providers. No entity can solve these challenges by themselves. Certainly the school district cannot do this alone, nor should it. The school district should be a partner with other partners, both public and private, coming together to work on getting after the challenges that face our community. This is a beautiful example of that. Now I would like to turn it over to one of our amazing local child care leaders, Kira.
Hello, everyone. You know, when Raise opened, or when we had our groundbreaking, January of 2025, I asked this community to remember the call, to ensure that you answer the call. This, as Dr. Swinyard said, this cannot be done in solitary. This cannot be done in a silo. One of the things that I've been continuously pushing is that, yes, we need more child care centers. Yes, we need more spots, but we also need to support the centers that are doing the work currently. We need to also look at the challenges that are happening in our child care systems currently. And one of those very large challenges are the behaviors that we see in classrooms. It is affecting our teachers, it's affecting their mental health, it's affecting their ability to stay in the field and their ability to continue to provide what we all need, which is quality child care. We also need to support these families that are raising these children that came out of the COVID era. And so I am so excited to be a part of this this movement and this opportunity, and really answer the call to say, how are we going to support childcare centers? How are we going to support teachers? And how are we going to address the behaviors that are coming as a result? And so just so excited to be a part of this, and I look forward to continuing this work. Thank you so much.
Yes, as Kara points out, having developmentally appropriate, culturally appropriate, and different models that work for different families is key. So we didn't plan this, but I want to offer either Kaylin or Colleen the chance to make a few remarks as well.
Hi, all. Thanks for having me here today. I'll just speak. I mean, Kira, she pointed out some great things, Adam and Lisa as well. But I just want to highlight that childcare is an issue across our nation. It's definitely a statewide issue. I've spent many, many years working with our local Early Learning Coalition, with our statewide Child Care Centers Association, doing some statewide work. And we really struggled to get a lot of forward movement. We had some great investments with Fair Starts for Kids, but as we hit budget issues, we continue to see the repeal of those funds, the repeal of expansion, and all of those types of things. And so I just really appreciate being in this Spokane community and leaning into the fact that even if things aren't happening at the nationwide level or at the statewide level to move things forward, we're still here, we're still showing up, we're in constant contact with each other, doing different work group projects and things like that, and really finding the spaces that we can make progress for our own community. And then I love the fact that I get to turn around and go to those statewide spaces and say, look what Spokane's doing. We're leaning in, we're doing the things, and it can still be done even as we have these challenges and whatnot going on in our larger spaces. So I'm just super grateful to be here. I'm really looking forward to piloting this project and making sure that it's something that's really viable for all providers, and just very thankful for the relationships we have here.
Thanks, everyone. I echo all the comments that have been said. The biggest inspiration is that our community leaders came together and thought about how this is not only a familial issue, it's a workforce issue, it's an economic development issue. It's not singular to the child care world. And so recognizing that, bringing community partners together, recognizing that funding is being cut on the federal and state level, as mentioned. We are excited to be a part of that program and to show that the Spokane community and the Inland Northwest community can rise above what the barriers that are being put in front of us to make childcare happen in our community. So huge thank you to the leaders that have stepped up and said, we want to do this, glad to be a partner, and we're going to make this happen and create a pilot that the rest of the state and possibly the rest of the country can look to as a model.
Okay, thanks everybody. We can also take questions if anyone has any. Great question. We are working on the contracts right now, and our goal is a fall start, and gives us the opportunity by doing it as a pilot to also understand what are the unique needs of getting the licenses and permits in place, what kinds of equipment and or other issues need to get worked out, and then if all goes well, Spokane Public Schools has already said there will be other spaces available, so we could scale up, and that's a very exciting prospect. And we hope to take this to Olympia and let them know that there's another model that potentially could achieve state support, and then of course that would make it grow even faster. Do you want to talk about that? Yes, we do.
Yeah, we're still working on finalizing the schools. We're specifically identifying sites that will just be most conducive for a pilot. We believe that eventually all our schools could be under consideration, both elementary, middle, and high school. And one of the reasons we want to do this and that we were thinking about it is every inch of our schools needs to be pointed towards community benefit, and we want to maximize and utilize that space to the greatest opportunity we possibly can. So this won't impact our K-12 programming, our preschool programming that's currently in place. This is about really looking at what does the community have. The school district belongs to the community. What does the community have in terms of facility space that they can then partner with community providers to provide birth to 3 childcare? This is a great example. So we're looking to finalize the slots here in the next few weeks so that we can start communicating out with families.
Sure, go ahead.
With this pilot program, is the expectation that, or I guess the hope, that you're going to eventually be driving down the costs of the child care throughout the whole region and the private ones as well, because there'll be a greater supply?
Well, that's an excellent point. With the already existing facilities, it's true there will have to be some modifications made, but a big piece of it is starting with existing facilities. So the idea there is that does translate into more affordable childcare for families. The key aspect of this also is as you grow the number of centers and you grow the number of places for kids, we also are working on workforce development. And my hat's off to people like Colleen and others who have been working on that at the both local and state level. But we do, and other educational partners as well. But we do want to encourage people to consider the childcare and early learning as a workforce option. It can be a real benefit to our community if we can expand at the same time the workforce as the spaces. Sure.
I just kind of want to chime in back to the previous question about driving down costs in other facilities outside of this. I just really want to name that childcare is expensive because of the regulations that we have and the really high student to teacher ratios. And so the idea that one area, one entity being able to lower their costs because we're getting access to community spaces and things like that, having an impact on other providers' costs is really not true. That's not how we're going to drive down the costs for families. What we need is state investment that goes towards actual investment where they're getting enough money to pay the wages that are needed for our staff. I just had the privilege of going to New Mexico where they've rolled out universal childcare, and one of the things that they addressed very quickly in that project is pay parity. So we have highly educated teachers in our classrooms who are not earning livable wages. They are qualifying for state subsidies and all of those things themselves, and they may have degrees and they may have the ability to go work in school districts and things like that, and they're just not getting the pay in our field, so we see them leaving. So I just want to name that, this project, we hope to make childcare affordable and accessible to the community. That is a main driver of it, but I don't want to perpetuate the idea that that's going to drive down costs, because childcare providers are not sitting behind their desks just raking in the dough because they think that they can take that kind of money in from tuition. Most of that, in my program, 85% of our revenue goes to teacher wages, and there's no real way to drive down that cost without having effects on those things. So I just wanted to name that for folks too.
Yes, and I'll just second that. There's a gap, right? There's a gap in the cost of quality care and what our country currently provides, and we've always known that when it came to K through 12 education, but I think it's also becoming more and more aware all the time that there is that gap when it comes to birth to 5 as well. And so hopefully this is one piece of that, but to really close the gap, we need federal and state investments, and we hope that this pilot helps inspire those investments that we definitely need. So thank you very much for being here today. Okay. Thanks. Good point. And delivered with all the passion of someone who's living it every day. So yeah, thank you. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
guys.